The Boeing 777 Flight MH370, which disappeared 10 years ago, has been spotted on radars again. How is this possible? And what happens next? You're about to find out. Let's briefly recap how it all started. March 8, 2014. Kuala Lumpur Airport. Boarding proceeds as usual. These people have no idea. The flight will become fateful for them. Clearance for takeoff is granted. The Boeing gains altitude. Pilots maintain communication with ground services. The Boeing 777 reaches its cruising altitude and heads towards Beijing. On board are 227 passengers and 12 crew members. Altitude 10,000 meters. Speed 870 kilometers per hour. Estimated arrival time in Beijing 6:30 in the morning. Clear starry night. Below, the Indian Ocean. An hour after takeoff, exactly on schedule, the plane enters Vietnamese airspace. And after that, the aircraft stops communicating. March 8th, 7:20 in the morning. Malaysia Airlines officially announces the disappearance of the aircraft. The circumstances of the Boeing's disappearance are inexplicable. What happened in the sky over the Indian Ocean? And this is not the first case of a plane disappearing without a trace. January 30th, 1979. During a cargo flight over the Pacific Ocean, a Boeing 707 disappears. It takes off from Tokyo and is headed to Rio de Janeiro, and half an hour later, communication with the plane is lost. And in 2014, the ranks of missing planes were joined by the Boeing 777, which was flying from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. Flight MH370. The search began immediately. It was a grand search and rescue operation. 26 countries, 8 million square kilometers, scanning the territory from satellites. It was recognized as the most expensive in the history of aviation. After the plane entered Vietnamese airspace, its automatic response system shuts off, and the aircraft disappears from radar screens. In modern times, this is nearly impossible. All commercial airliners are equipped with instruments that track their location. Moreover, airplanes have duplicate systems installed. Data on the aircraft's coordinates are sent to Earth through different channels every minute. Even in the event of a plane crash, the instruments continue to transmit radio signals. But Flight 370 unexpectedly fell silent. Did all systems fail simultaneously? It's been 10 years since the mysterious disappearance, but the relatives of the missing people still hold on to hope, hoping that someday they'll learn the truth. Yet, if this isn't the first case of a plane disappearing, perhaps such incidents could happen again, and people won't have a definitive answer as to what happened. Maybe it's simply beyond our understanding, beyond our conception of the world. Maybe there's something we don't know, and our understanding of the world is too primitive. The world is filled with numerous mysterious anomalies that evoke equal interest and fear among scientists and ordinary people alike. People vanish under mysterious circumstances, their disappearance remaining unexplained, and those who return often don't remember what happened. But how could 239 people vanish at once? Such a thing possible? Among the multitude of theories attempting to explain these mysterious events, one of the most intriguing is the hypothesis of space-time anomalies. Professor Stephen Hawking, a respected scientist and expert in theoretical physics, spent many years researching this question. His work sheds light on the possibility of such anomalies existing and their potential consequences for our world. Stephen Hawking is known for his hypotheses often finding confirmation in reality. His work in the field of black holes and quantum gravity has led to discoveries that have changed our understanding of the universe. Many of his predictions and theoretical research are at the heart of modern scientific debates and experiments. Let's consider a scenario in which the Malaysian Boeing 777, which disappeared without a trace on March 8, 2014, encountered a possible space-time anomaly. Suppose that at the moment of the plane's disappearance, a temporary rift or portal appeared, allowing objects to move to different time points or worlds. Theoretically, such anomalies could arise due to disruptions in the structure of space-time, for example, as a result of effects of superdensity or quantum fluctuations. It is believed that in some points of our universe, temporal rifts are possible, which represent peculiar corridors between different time periods or worlds. Is it possible that the Malaysian Boeing 777 entered such a portal? Such events are well depicted in the TV series Manifest, 2018. The disappearance of Montego Air Flight 828 is shrouded in mystique and unexplained phenomena. The plane and its passengers disappeared without a trace for 5.5 years, and then suddenly returned without visible changes or signs of aging. In the series, this is explained as follows. The plane and its passengers entered some sort of temporal anomaly or time bubble, which isolated them from the outside world for 5.5 years. Inside this temporal bubble, time passed differently. which explains the absence of aging in the passengers and crew. This temporal bubble may have been the result of the influence of unknown forces or technologies that go beyond current scientific knowledge. Imagine if the Malaysian Boeing 777 entered such an anomaly, it could have led to its displacement into a different time-space. In this scenario, the plane would be unable to contact the outside world and subjected to the influence of a new temporal reality. If we take this version as a basis, it fundamentally changes the situation and explains the absence of debris or other traces of a crash, as the plane might be in a completely different temporal and spatial context. Questions about how long such a state can last and the possibilities of the plane's return to our world remain unanswered and require further scientific research. But what if we are on the verge of discovering new knowledge about space and time? And what if the case of the missing MH370 is the key to unlocking this mystery? If we can solve the mystery of its disappearance, we will gain revolutionary new insights into our world. Let's suppose that the missing flight is back on the radar of air traffic controllers and has returned to its original course. What then? 10 years after the disappearance, the Malaysian Boeing 777 suddenly appears on radars. Air traffic controllers worldwide start picking up its signal, causing a wave of shock and bewilderment. The plane, once thought lost forever, re-enters our airspace. Priority landing will be granted to the aircraft at the nearest international airport. After a safe landing, passengers and crew are isolated and subjected to medical examinations and questioning. Scientists and experts in anomalous phenomena will analyze the condition of the aircraft and its passengers. All indications suggest that for them, only a few hours have passed since the disappearance. Scientists will study the aircraft and its passengers, attempting to understand the nature of the temporal anomaly. All instruments and recording devices on board will also be investigated. After some time, passengers and their families will begin the reunification process, but they will face shock and adaptation to the changes that occurred during their absence. For them, only a few hours have passed, while for their loved ones, many years have gone by. The process of reintegrating them back into society will be accompanied by numerous emotional and psychological challenges. All these events will push scientific and governmental organizations to continue studying the nature of temporal anomalies, attempting to prevent similar occurrences in the future and uncover the secrets of time portals. This event will stimulate the development of new technologies and theories in the field of quantum physics and space-time research. The return of the Malaysian Boeing 777 will be the biggest mystery of modern times, raising many questions and opening new horizons for science and human understanding of the universe. It would be truly incredible if the missing Malaysian Boeing 777 were finally found. Even more miraculous would be if its crew and passengers were found alive and well. Such an event would be a sensation, uniting the world in joy and amazement and providing answers to many agonizing questions. However, for now, all of this remains a great mystery. In reality, despite numerous search operations and theories, the fate of Flight MH370 eludes us. With each passing day, week, and year since its disappearance, the chances of finding any answers diminish. Every day adds another shadow of uncertainty and raises new questions for scientists, investigators, and the loved ones of those on board. Nevertheless, hope for unraveling this mystery remains. Scientific research, search operations, and new technologies continue to evolve, and perhaps one day, we will shed light on one of the greatest mysteries in aviation history.